Guess what time it is? Friday Jams! Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this Friday Jam session. Super excited you're here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it right now. This is probably one of the highlights of my week because I get to hang out with some cool people every single Friday and answer some really awesome questions. Now, you might be asking, Scott, how do I get my question answered? Well, all you need to do is become part of our Take Action crew. How do you do that? Very easy. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. It's totally free, and we do it every single Friday, and it is a blast. So what you're about to listen to is one that we did last week. So this way here, even if you can't attend, you can always show up here to the Rock Your Brand podcast and listen to our live jam session. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's jam. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, another edition of our Friday Jam session. This is where we get to hang out together, and I've got a bunch of people here with me this morning, and we are doing our Friday Jam session. If you are listening to this on the podcast and you're not here with us live, well, you should come on over and hang out with us because it's a pretty cool little group we got over there. And it's also where you can ask any questions that you have on anything that we talk about here on the podcast, anything brand building related, or even just life in general. We're all about building businesses that support our lifestyle. And that's what we're all about. So if you're interested in joining us, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That'll take you over to the Facebook page where I broadcast these live. We go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Friday is a jam session. And if you're listening to this on a Friday, well, it's a Friday jam session. All right. So what we're going to do here is today's question is going to be this right here. How do I write an email to my list and get them to engage? How do I get them to engage with me, with my niche, with the market that I am serving? How do I get them to actually engage with me? Okay. Now, I just recently did an experiment, and that experiment is going to really outline how you do this. Super, super simple. If you are listening or watching and you have an email list, I don't care if it's 10 people, you need to do this. Like, I want you to take this email that I'm going to read to you, and I want you to actually send something like this out to your list. It will literally take you, if you take the swipe copy that I'll give you, right? All you got to do is just kind of use this as your template. If you do this, I can't guarantee, but I can almost guarantee you're going to get some response. Now, before we do jump into the email, let me kind of walk back in time here a little bit and explain why I decided to do this. We built a list in a market that we did really as a case study. The only reason why I'm building this one brand inside of Brand Creators Academy is because I wanted to show the process, and I wanted to build something that I could get to $1,000 per month and have that as a piece of real estate that pays me $1,000 per month. We're not there yet. We're heading that way. I think we're over $350 a month right now, but we're growing, which is cool, right? But the email list, we also documented that exact process, and we use that as a case study. So we started with nothing, okay? And then we brainstormed an idea for a giveaway, because that's what we usually recommend if you're brand new, you don't even have a blog yet. If you don't even have a blog, you can do this. But I do prefer you have a blog or a website or some type of content or a YouTube channel, something you can drive people to. But the easiest way is with a giveaway. And so what we did is we brainstormed a giveaway. We built a list of over 9,000 subscribers in 30 days. So now what we wanted to do 5 months later, after we've been emailing this list, we've been emailing them at least once a week. We wanted to basically see, is our emails, are they being delivered? Are they being delivered? Because one of the big things when you're doing email marketing is you need to understand that your email could get flagged as spam, or it could get, flagged as a promotion. And then inside of your Gmail account or your Yahoo account, you have bulk, or you have promotions, or you have spam, right? Or you have your regular inbox, right? So we want to get in the inbox, right? So what we wanted to do as a test, we seen that on that list, on that one list, we noticed that our open rates were going down a little bit. They were declining. And I'm like, you know what? Now would be a good time to run our naked email. And I call this a naked email because it basically has nothing in it that would flag Gmail or Yahoo or any provider that there's any type of sales thing in there, or there's no links in there. Like, it's really, really bare, right? But it's an email that you would write to a friend. It also serves as a way for us to get ideas. How would you like to send out an email, okay, one email that takes you about 5 minutes to write, and get 90 plus, I think it's like 92 responses in less than 3 days of what people are asking for in your market, in your niche? They're literally saying, I want to know how to do X, or I want to know more about X, right? This number one gives you a way to engage with them. So now it opens up that conversation, which also helps with deliverability, right? The other thing that this does is it starts to give you the languaging that your market is using, right? So now we can use it for writing emails back to them, or we can use it for writing sales copy, or we can use it for writing a Facebook ad. All of that stuff comes from it, right? We also get to know, what do they want us to write about? What do they want us to do a video about? What do they want us to create a product around, right? What are they struggling with? It also sets us up as being an expert or an authoritative person in your market, right? So there's a lot of benefits to this, a ton, okay, as I just said. But a lot of people are like, but Scott, how do you do it? Right? Like, how do I actually do that? I always get stuck with writing. I see the white screen and I see the cursor flashing and I'm like, whoa, what do I write? Well, I've been there. And it's still not always easy for me, but I have a process now that I go through. All right. And so what I want to do here is I want to share this email with you. Hopefully it'll help you, but I also wanted this to be a moment that you go, oh, now I get why it's important to send an email like this so I can get all of these benefits. Because see, people, they think that you send an email to only get a sale. That's the wrong approach. Okay. Number one, you should be delivering goodwill to your market on a consistent basis. And there's a way that we can hybrid this too. There's also a way that we can do it in a way that does lead people to a product, right? But you got to establish the goodwill. You got to establish that you're there to help the market, not just take from the market. All right. Help the market, not just take from the market. And I see this a lot in physical products brands where what they'll do is they're only focusing on how to sell their product. And that's it. I get it. That brings in revenue, right? But there's other ways that we can bring in revenue that serve your market that could lead to the product, right? That'll be for another conversation, right? Like, how do you build a digital item, a digital asset that you could sell that could also lead to that physical product? That's a whole nother game. And we'll talk about that. All right. Which we'll be doing that at Brand Accelerator Live 2020 virtual, which I'll have more on that this coming Monday. So guys, stay tuned. Monday, I've got a lot of the details coming your way for September 12th. You might want to mark that down on your calendar. Block out that entire day. September 12th, block it out. Plan on being at Brand Accelerator Live virtual. This year it's virtual because of COVID. Block out your day because you're not going to want to miss that day. It's going to be amazing. All right. So let me go ahead and share that email with you. And if you guys have any questions, now is the time to drop them in the comments. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can't submit them unless you head over to our Friday jam sessions. So again, that's why you want to be on our jam sessions, takeactioncrew.com. All right. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share this email that I modified. It's not the same email because I'm protecting the niche, because the niche I share inside of the academy. And right now we're currently not sharing that only with students. So anyway, just wanted to kind of point that out, but it would work the same. All I need to do is just tweak the market. That's all I need to do. All right. So here we go. All right. And let me remove that little banner. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to read it. So this way here, if you're listening, you can understand what's happening here. So this is the subject line. Okay. Now you guys hear me talk a lot about subject lines. One of the most important parts of your email is the subject line. One of the most important parts of your email is the subject line. Why? It gets the attention, right? And anytime you ask a question, your brain automatically wants to answer it. So if I sent this email out to anyone, just random people, and I said the subject line, it's not going to perform that well, right? But I know the people that are getting this email, they either came in through a giveaway for the ultimate bass fishing kit, or they came in for a lead magnet that I created that is 5 tips to catch more bass in the next 3 days or the next 72 hours or something like that, right? That would be the lead magnet that would attract them. So I know that these people came in about bass fishing. So my subject line is bass fishing help, your feedback. So right away, the word help, a lot of people, they see it and they're like, whoa, wait a minute here. Do I need help? Do they need help? What's going on? Someone in trouble, right? So immediately we look at help like, okay, we need help or someone else needs help. You look at your emails. If you ever scroll through your email subject lines of what people, even friends, they might be like, I need your help, right? You're like, oh my gosh, what do they need, right? So that's just, it's a word, it's a power word that a lot of people, they respond well to, okay? Now, we don't want to trick people. We do need their help, right? So bass fishing help, question mark, and then in brackets, I have your feedback, right? So it's basically saying bass fishing help, maybe you need it, I don't know, I need your feedback, right? So that's how we lead the email. So the minute I get into the email, this is how it reads. Hi there, friends. It's John, and I wanted to get your feedback quick. Over the next several months, we'll be creating some new content for the Best Bass Fishing blog. Here's where we need your help. What is your number one problem with catching bass you need help with? Hit reply to this email and let us know. Everyone that sends us an email with their feedback will be entered automatically to win one of our custom bass fishing t-shirts. Thanks in advance, and tight lines, my friend. Smiley face. John, the bass fishing guy. That's how I signed it off, right? So it's John, and then I'm being kind of funny, the bass fishing guy. P.S. I'll message you at the end of next week with the winner or with who the winner is. If you reply to this email, maybe it will be you. Smiley face. End of email. Okay, guys? Look how simple that is. Look how naked that is. I mean, seriously. No links. There's no place for them to click. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, number one, we now get through any spam traps. We get through any type of red flags that providers, email providers may say, hey, that's a link in that email. We're going to flag it, right? So this allows me to get as much reach as I possibly can. Okay. And so what I'm doing here is I'm also getting them, the only call to action there is for them to hit reply and just give me something from that email, right? The crazy thing is within an hour, I had over 25 emails in an hour, which is crazy to me. I honestly thought I might get 25 emails total. Like, I'm not even kidding. All right. So this kind of blew me away. And I'm like, wow, that worked pretty well. Probably should do this in a few of the other brands, right? But I've done this in the past in various other brands, but I didn't make it part of my routine. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to now add this to our follow-up sequence. So it might be after they download their lead magnet, maybe we give them 3 or 4 emails. In the 5th email, we'll do something like this, right? This is a great way to kind of then get back into the flow of asking them for feedback. And it's also going to keep a steady flow of people that are telling us what they want to learn about or what they're struggling with. So now in that copy, now if someone said, hey, Scott, and we had people that would reply with like, hey, John, thanks so much for, the blog that you created and all of the great content. I so appreciate it. My biggest question is, how do I catch bass in a shallow pond? I've been trying and I've been struggling. I just can't find the right lure. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing, something right, wrong. I don't know. I'd love any help with that. Right. So now I know that they're looking for not just how to catch bass in a pond, in a shallow pond. So now I could create a blog post, and then I could even do maybe a subject line that would be like, struggling to catch bass in a shallow pond, ? 3 tips that'll help. Right? They just gave me what I should write. Right? And there might even be some type of languaging. Okay, I'll give you an example. This tight lines, I didn't know that was a thing. But I know it is because there is someone in Brand Creators Academy that's in the fishing market. And I heard him back and forth with someone in the group. And basically they signed off with tight lines, my friend. And I'm like, what's that mean? They're like, it's just something that fishermen do with each other, people that fish. I'm like, okay. So now I would use that, right? So obviously, if you're in the market, you might already know all the lingo, right? Like I'll give you an example, like an autoresponder, right? If you're coming into this thing cold, you're like, what the heck is an autoresponder? You get into this world of marketing and building businesses and stuff, you're going to hear autoresponder. You're like, yeah, you just think about it. It's part of the languaging, right? It's a vocabulary. It's the same idea. So we just want to learn a little bit about that. Now, here's the other thing. This is a ninja tip for you guys. Okay. If you send this email, which you should, you wait 24 hours and then you send an email to the unopens. And this is what that subject line said. I need your help. Bass fishing feedback. So you see, all I did was I took this subject line, bass fishing help, your feedback. I changed it 24 hours and only sent to the unopens. I need your help. Bass fishing feedback. It's different, right? So they might have seen it, but didn't open it for whatever reason. They get busy. Their inbox is full, whatever, right? Well, 24 hours, anybody that didn't open, I'm going to go ahead and click send to only people that haven't opened the email yet. And I'm going to change the subject line. And whenever we do that, we get an instant 6 to 8%, even sometimes 10% more opens that a lot of people just neglect, right? So we might have went from a 10% open to an 18% open, right? So definitely don't miss that part. I always have to include that because a lot of people miss that. So let me ask you guys something. And if you guys are listening to this, ask yourself this, just answer this question. Do you feel like this is something that you could do? Like, does this seem hard to you? Do you think that this would be valuable to your business to have this information, to be able to increase your open rates, to increase your deliverability, to add goodwill to your marketplace, to get all this feedback that you can create a lead magnet, or you can create more content that serves your market with exactly what they want? Maybe a potential product you could build or create from this information. Does this seem hard, and does this seem helpful? So if it does, you might want to try it. All right. And that's why I'm sharing it on the jam session here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open this up for some Q&A. If you have any questions on this, let me know. If you're listening to this on the podcast, what I want you to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com and make sure that you're here on Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern time, if you have a question. And that way there we can answer it. And if you have something on this, you can just come to a jam session. At the end of the jam sessions, I'm always answering just random questions too. So it doesn't have to be just on this. But I did want to address this one question. And that was, Scott, how do I write to my email list and get engagement? There it is. There's the answer. There's the solution. I just literally gave it to you on a silver platter. All you got to do is do it. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and see what we got for questions. And I'm going to move over there now. All right, cool. We do have some. Here we go. All right. And also I'll answer this. Who was it? Okay. It was Kimberly said, what happens on Monday and Wednesday ones? And then D replied and said, he does coffee talk on Monday and Wednesdays and Fridays. Basically what happens is we'll pick a topic. I'll give you an example. I believe the last one that we just did, what was the last one that we just did? I believe it was on email. It might've been an email review. I forget off the top of my head. If you guys know in the chat, put it in the chat so you can remind me. But what we do is we do usually a topic, and we hang out for about 30 minutes and we dive into that topic. We've done email copy reviews. We've done, how to create a lead magnet. We've done, let's see here. Oh, I know, how to pick and choose your content. Just anything that you can think about building a brand, we talk about here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Okay. How long ago did you start it, and when did you start making any money? Okay. So Debbie, I think you're talking about that one brand. I would say probably around the 6-month mark is when we turned on ads. And honestly, because that's not my primary focus, it's taken me longer than normal. What I would probably do to speed up that process, which we're going to work on here, and we're going to do this in the academy, is I would build a digital product and then I would sell that. And that could be a guide, an ebook of some kind that I would sell for $5, $10, and then probably have something else that was worth $20. One quick thing that you can do, and we actually did this in the brand that we're building in the academy, and we're starting to get some results from that, is just use like Teespring if your market lends itself to this, and build a few t-shirts. Just go to Fiverr or a designer, have them make a t-shirt. In the bass fishing world, you can do something that's kind of bass fishing themed, right? And then you just create a little t-shirt line, and then you have some t-shirts you can offer. And then that way there, you're able to do that. You know what I mean? So it makes it easy. Okay. So Brandy wants to know, how did you get out of promotions? Well, there's no guarantee, but the thing is there's no spamminess to it, right? There's no links. There's not a lot of special characters, right? It's an email like you would write to your friend. So it's very clean. There's not a lot to it. And that's how. I can't guarantee that it works on every single provider. But what I will say is you'll definitely see a bump in your open rate if you just keep a clean email like that. Let's see here. Okay. So why do some people say email is dead? I think because they might be not doing it right, personally. And I also think that their expectations of what is working and what's not might be off. A lot of people think they're going to send an email and get a 50% open rate. That's just not real. That's never been the case. Now, will you get a 50% open rate on a lead magnet delivery? So for example, if you are offering a lead magnet, 5 tips to catch more bass, little checklist or guide, right? If you offer that, you're immediately going to send an email to them to get that download. That email is going to have a high open rate. But after that, that's when it really, starts to show you how the list is going to respond. And that could be anywhere in the beginning from like 20 to 30%. But a lot of times it will be between, I would say 12 and 18% is about the average. And as your list gets bigger, that will also a lot of times be in that range. But the other thing that we like to do, and ConvertKit makes this really easy, is where we can just send an email to our warm list. So what they do is they'll look at who has opened or reacted or interacted with an email over the past 30, 60, or 90 days. And then you can just send to those people, right? And then that will bump up your open rates, which also helps in deliverability. So that's one thing. So Derek says, will social media message be the new email? I don't believe so, because here's what's going to happen. Guess what? Marketers are going to ruin, Facebook Messenger. It kind of already has, right? Because now people are getting, they're getting pummeled with message after message after message. So the other thing to note here is if you're using a messenger type system, which I'm okay with it. Like I don't use it right now, but if I was to use it, it's really just to let people know about a piece of content and probably to get them on my email list, right? But the reason why is I think because people don't really understand how to use it, right? And I think they're just thinking about sales, right? And so are the open rates higher in a Facebook Messenger? Yeah, they are. But is the interaction the same? Hard to say, right? And here's the other thing. What if you have your messenger list built on Facebook and then Facebook, basically takes your account and shuts it down? You have no access to it anymore. Zero. So no, I do not think that email is dead, and I don't think it will be. Okay, cool. Salma, at what point do you send this engagement email to subscribers? In the beginning, once a year? I would do it at least within the first month of the list, right? So it's a great thing just to kind of let people know that you're not just there taking, you're giving and you're asking. When you ask someone for their questions or their sticking points and struggles, they want to tell you, right? So that opens it up as like you're not being a taker, you're giving by asking them. You're like, I'm concerned. I want to know how can I help you, right? So I would say very early on in the list building, and then I would say probably once a quarter would probably be good. But you can do it as frequently as you want. You're not going to hurt the list by doing this, right? But I would probably say once a quarter is what I would say. What's up, Iva? Good to see you. How would you do your subject line if you were trying to gauge audience when you need to drill down a sub niche? That's a good question. And I love this. So what I would do, Dean Jackson calls this the 9-word email. I think it is something like that. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to call out the exact person that you want to see is interested in the thing that you're talking about, right? So if I'll give you an example. If I was not in I'll tell you what, how about this? Let's say that I was building a bass fishing list, right? But I wanted to know how many people are actually doing kayak bass fishing, right? So that subject line would read, are you interested in kayak bass fishing? ? That would be it, right? So now anybody that's like, no, I don't want to do kayak bass fishing. They're not going to open it. They're not going to respond, right? The people that are going to open that email. So that's one way. I'll give you an example. If like on my list for brand creators and the Rock Your Brand podcast and all of that stuff, I know that there's certain areas, right, that I'm helping people with, right? There's, how to pick your niche. There's, how to build out your home base, your website, how to create content, how to build an email list, and different forms of monetization, right? So I know that those are like, basically I know it because I wrote a book on it, and it's the playbook, right? So, and that's all of the different components, right? So if I have someone that hasn't picked their niche yet, they're probably not going to be interested in email marketing. But if I send an email that says something like 3 new ways to build your email list, right? You're going to get people that are only interested in building your email list right now. If they're not ready yet for that, they're probably not going to open the email unless they're just curious. But that's how you would do it. You call out that specific thing in the email, and it should be probably with a question, right? Are you using whatever kayaks, or are you using a kayak to bass fish, or are you kayak bass fishing? Are you, I'll give you another one. Are you considered a bass fisherman that likes to win tournaments? Or are you entering a bass fishing tournament soon? Something like that, right? So something that addresses who you're trying to call out. Another thing that you can do is you can write an email and it could say, I need your help, right? And then ? And then inside it could be like, hey, I'm trying to come up with some new content that best serves you. And I know that not everyone is needing the same. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is I'm going to have you select which one of these topics you want me to create more content for. And then you would have a link, another link, and another link. And what you would do is each link would have a tag inside a ConvertKit. And so when they click on that, it will let you know. You can even just look at how many people clicked on 1, 2, and 3. And then that will tell you, just by doing that. So it's almost like a quick way of doing a survey. But I would say the subject line, if you're trying to do that, that would be an easy way to do it. Hopefully that helped, Iva. Cool. D says, I can do this. Thumbs up. Awesome. Let's see. Derek says, yes, I can do this, and I think it will be valued to my market. All right. Well, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And who's going to report back to me? I want to know. I want you guys to raise your hand and let me know who's going to actually do this. I want you guys to let me know. Let's see here. All right. Yes, Karen says easy enough to do. Yes, Karen, I think your market will do well with this. Okay, so Iva says, I have a survey I want to email out to my list and I want to get feedback on their favorite sub niche within my larger niche. Yeah, well, do the survey. The survey is an easy way. The thing is with a survey, though, is they have to leave the email to go over to the survey, right? By us just getting them to open or to click inside of that email is a little less friction, but surveys work as well. I've done surveys and I'll continue to do surveys. What would you do if you got no response? Well, I don't think that will happen. But if it did, you just might not have the right list. You might not have did the targeting right. Like whenever a list isn't performing well, I don't look at it as the list is bad. I look at it as the targeting was bad. That's why we spend a lot of time on the lead magnet, and whether it's a giveaway or it's a freebie or something like that, we always need to focus on that to make sure that it's targeting the right people. And then if we're going to run Facebook ads, we want to make sure that we're going to the right people and giving that thing, right? Helene, what's up, Helene? Thanks, Scott. We'll be sending this out right away. Quick question, though. What alternatives do you suggest for the t-shirt giveaway? If I am not doing any type of giveaway, what are some of the things I can use to incentivize them to respond? That's a good question. Give away a book. Give away something, right? Just give away a prize, right? Come up with something. Spend $25 on a prize and give it away, right? Doesn't matter. Very, very easy. It doesn't have to be one of your items. I just did that because it was, one of ours that we created, and why not? And it brings attention to that we have, these little designs, right? But yeah, I would say give a book away or give away, someone else's product and you buy it and just buy it on Amazon and send it to them. Just like you would a giveaway, right? It's worth it. But here's the thing. I've done this also without giving away an incentive, and I still get a good response. Now, would I have gotten this higher response? I don't know. I guess I could test it. But I've done it where I just said, hey, I want your feedback. And people are like, they want the help. So they're willing to give you the reply, right? So yeah, but that sounds awesome. But Helene, I know that you're in the academy. I want you to report back to us. And you know what? You can probably do this before tomorrow's call. We have a call tomorrow, Saturday, on our email marketing accelerator program. And this would be a good little update. So why don't you send it like within the next hour, and then you can report back tomorrow and we can see what it looks like. Let's see here. Chris, what's up, Chris? Do you use ads for most niches, and will a landing page lead magnet work for a competitive niche? Yes, it will. We have someone in our academy right now, Octavio, who's in a very competitive niche, and he's got a lead magnet that's converting really well, over like 55% well. He's in a very competitive space, and I think he's spending less than 80 cents an email address. And he's saying that his list is very responsive, which Octavio, if you're still on here, this would be something that I would try in your market. Like pretty soon, I would do that. Karen, is Ezoic the one with the lowest stats? It may take me a bit to reach the level of Ezoic. Yeah, Ezoic is 10,000 page views before you can turn on that ad network. All right. Karen, I just did a few designs on Teespring yesterday for my brand. Awesome. It's pretty easy to do, isn't it? Let's see. Tanner, any tips on how to add value to my email list? I'm a realtor, so I don't have physical products to sell. I don't want to do a generic market update email. Most of my list is not looking to buy or sell right now. I'm trying to figure out how to keep them interested and subscribed until they are ready to do something. Yes, I do. I do have something for you, Tanner. Why not just give them useful things that are happening in the area, right? Like, wherever you're looking to sell homes, you should be bringing up things that are happening, things that would be of use to them in the area. And I would try to lean on the positive things, right? So I would say, if you have that email list right now, I would send them out. For you, it could be like your email could be something like, are you still looking to buy a home in whatever, North Carolina or wherever the town is, right? Or something like that. Or have any questions about selling your home? Or if now is the right time to buy or sell, ? Like something like that. And for your market, oh man, if you're sending out template style emails with your graphic and your picture, like this, looking all cool and everything as a realtor, if you could come across as being like less, like as far as like less realtor-ish, if there's such a thing, like just being like, if I was to call my friend and go, hey, I know you're a realtor. Can you give me a few tips here? Let me know if something, or let me know when the right time is to buy. I want to buy. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like we're looking to possibly buy another lake house as an Airbnb. I'm not going to do it right now, right? The market right now, it's really high as far as people buying, and money is cheap, but also it's too expensive right now to buy in that for me. I don't want to buy that high. So I'm going to wait. But if you're my broker, and my broker isn't doing this, which he should be, send me something weekly and go, hey, just wanted to let you know a couple of these opened up. I know you're not ready right now, but I just wanted to kind of show you the market is trending a little bit down now. So it's going to be coming up soon. So you're kind of helping me along the way. That's it. And I wouldn't have anything. If anything, I would be like, that's cool. I'm glad he's looking out for me. Right. So that might be something to do, Tanner. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that Friday jam session. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to attend one of our live Friday jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That is where we show up every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join us. You can ask a question, and then I can answer it. And we can go ahead and also publish it here on the podcast. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. This is always one of the highlights of my week. And until next time, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go rock your brand.